Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Steve. I go by Steve R82 because I'm one of those people who were born in 1982. So you know that I'm getting a little bit old, but I still love playing games because, like most of us, I started with an Atari, went to Nintendo, to Sega, then back to Nintendo, and then PlayStation took over for me, and it's still my favorite system. Sorry, Xbox, you couldn't pull me away from my PlayStations, but now I'm just a guy who hangs out on the computer and farms cryptos because why not make money from your gaming, right? And that's the beautiful part about Splinterlands. And this is one of the beautiful things they let us do that lets us make money. And the reason why I'm doing a bit of a longer intro right now is because well, this week they picked Equalizer. It's not a monster. And it's also not something that you can guarantee you can do. So I don't have the best battle to share with you, but it's still a fun battle because it was a high mono one with some interesting setups, and it was just kind of fun to see the battle take place and just see how some kind of cards you wouldn't expect to dominate in Equalizer won me the match. But it was mostly because the other player, I don't know if he was running a bad bot or what, but he had some very strange selections. And we'll go over the lineup selections. I'll break the battle down. We'll watch it really quick, and hopefully you'll just have a little fun with me tonight. This will be a quicker video, I think, because we're going to go to the battle pretty quick. But let's talk about Equalizer. So Equalizer, all monsters get the maximum life of the biggest monster on the board. Now, typically, there's two line of thoughts here, and it all depends on mana cap. Low mana cap, you want to use a bulk amount of low monsters, but trying to use one monster with at least, say, 5 HP. Because you don't want to end up in a situation where you put a bunch of 1 HP monsters on the board and your opponent did the same thing, and then you're like, oh crap, nobody has any life, and these monsters you thought were going to be strong die super easily. Even though your opponent will be in the same place, all of a sudden that advantage you thought you were going to have by playing a lot of monsters doesn't work. I like the Death's team for this because they have the one cost that starts off with 5 HP and then has a strengthen ability to put your monsters at 6. So now all your guys are going to be having a minimum 6, and then they have a 2 cost tank with armor and shield. So that's always a cool combo in Equalizer for super low mana. Super low mana matches though, I'm talking 12s and 11s. Mid mana, it's all fire team, right? Because of one card. We all know who that card is. The exploding dwarf is ridiculous, and he will dominate a match all by himself sometimes. And that setup with him, I always want to make sure I play speed cards with him, because the worst thing you'll ever see is when somebody slows down yours and kills him before he gets to attack, and you're like, oh my god, what just happened to me? So I like to play at least the fire goblin to speed them up, and then I play either the ooze or their mage to slow the other team down. And sometimes I'll even throw both of those cards in there because I don't need anybody else to kick anyone's butt. I just need to make sure my goblin is my exploding dwarf is attacking, and he's laying waste to the other team. And then when you get into high mana matches, all of a sudden I like monsters with self-heal, with life leech, and with scavenge, because when those high HPs, because you're going to end up with like 10, 12, 13, 14, start going up, 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 they just cannot kill your monsters. They take too long to kill. You also want to go sometimes with status control moves, and that's one of the other fun things I like to do, is like, hey, look, we all have 17 HP, and I just reduced you down to only 1 or 2 attack on your people. Go ahead and try to kill my guys with your 1 or 2 attack. Now let's get to the fight. I know I said I was going to try to do this quickly. So here's the setup. I went death with status control, with silence to lower down your mana cost if you went mana. And of course I threw the chicken in the front row just kind of as a joke that says, let's go ahead and see if you can kill my chicken and then you can fight my actual lineup. So the lineup I went with was, even though he's a bit under level, Lord of Darkness is still a pretty good card. You know he's going to end up with a lot of life. You know he has outrage. He has a stun ability. You put the chicken in front of him, so he's not going to get beat up immediately. So hopefully you're going to take some people off the board. And then you go with the corrupted Pegasus. That's to give yourself one extra life. That's also to put a nice big 4 attacking card in that second position. Then we're gonna go Mage Mage. Of course, those are 2 great cards there in Prismatic Energy. To bounce back any magic that's going to hit him eventually. He has Void, so he's going to be hard to kill if they're running any magic cards or running anything that might end up hitting him. He's my first sniper target. I want him to be there just to take those hits if the other team is running a sniper. And then, of course, you got to play the King All here. This card is one of the best cards in Death. It's one of the cards that make them more competitive in high mana matches. Because when you're talking about a mage that does 4 damage, silences the other team, flies so he's hard to hit, and has Void, it's just a great card. Then I went with the tried and true Twisted Jester. I really should just fork out the money to max this one out, but it's an alpha card, so I haven't. I do have it at level 7, so it has the 4 attack, it has dodge, so 4 speed, dodge, back row with the extra life. It's like, you're not going to hit me. You're not going to hit me that often, at least. My opponent, I don't know what they went with there with those first 3 monsters. They're the reason we got 11 HP because of this guy. But, I mean, he went, I don't know. Maybe tell me in the comments if you understand this lineup. All I can think of is maybe he only has fire. And he's used to just building up big melee monsters, and it's 36 mana, so he just wanted to throw the mana on the board. He did go for speed and slow up with some low-cost mages that are cheap back here. This card is kind of interesting to play in this lineup. I mean, it's a high mana. It's 5 attack is really big, but it's gonna be slow. We're not reverse speed. He's trying to help that there. But overall, I don't like his lineup, and so it doesn't make this that competitive of a match. But I just don't have a better Equalizer to show you. So I'm going to speed this up to half speed. We'll see after all the speed adjustments and the life adjustments, my team isn't extremely fast either. Speed might have been an issue if it wasn't for the fact that his first monster here that's got the dodge and the 7 speed, and surprisingly, I mean, it would have been a problem with how slow my guys are, but I had the mages to take him out, so he's gone. There, see, miss, that's 7 speed. I guess he was maybe hoping that there'd be a lot of missing and I'd have a lot of melee, but I still have my 2 big mages. He doesn't have any answers. My sniper's doing great. You saw me get a miss on that those first 2 attacks from that big slow sneaker. Here comes his first guy that is a little problematic for my lineup because he's going to get really big. He's going to hit really hard. He has stun and he has void, so my mages are not going to pound him down. He has extreme speed, so you see he got a miss. But at this point, it's just I've already taken out a bunch of your guys. You haven't taken out any of my guys, so it's not going to matter. Now we got a slow guy trying to attack a flyer. He actually finally lands a blow, but it's his last attack. And then I'm just going to mop up the last person. And I know that this battle is probably not like most of the Equalizer battles you're going to see because you don't usually see lineups like that. But it was fun to do this. It was nice to get the win. I hit Champion 3 today, which was nice. It was a much more competitive season, harder to get there. I don't know if we just have more people playing. I feel like we do because all of a sudden every single league is super duper competitive. I got my main account in Champion and it's barely making it into Champion 1. I got one of my alt accounts got capped out at Diamond, and I mean it used to make it to Champion, but now that it's capped out in Diamond, it's having a hard time even getting near the top of the leaderboards in Diamond at all. I mean it's not even in the prize level. My other attack account, it could go to Diamond, but it only has level 6 teams. So I left it in gold, and he's actually maybe going to win some packs. I can't tell, but that could be kind of cool. I don't know, and right now he's only going to win 2. So he only has 4 level 6 teams, so I run into some matches when I can't use those teams. And it's like, okay, about to get my butt kicked because I only got a level 2. And that's just kind of a breakdown of what's going on. The AMA this week was awesome. If you have time, listen to it. I know it's really long. You get speeded up, but aggro is cool. You could tell that he sees a lot of great stuff coming for the game, and I'm really hoping that that great stuff turns out as great as he wants because I'm one of those OG players. I'd never invested a ton of money into this game. It's given me a lot back, and so today I made a pretty big Dark Energy Crystal buy, and I plan on making some more Dark Energy Crystal buys in the next couple of days because he made a point. He's introducing land cards. He's going to let us make cards, and then when we make those cards, we're going to get to sell them to the players. And maybe I'll get lucky, and maybe I'll get a pretty cool land card and be able to produce something. But even if I can only produce something common, well, then you got to buy 500 of them if it's cool enough and you want it maxed out, right? So it's going to be an interesting thing to see come into this game. I think there's a whole new class of players that might join Splinterlands, and they're not people who even want to play. They're just people who want to make cards and sell them to people. I mean, it's a legitimate invest some money, get your lands, buy the cards you need to work your lands, and then just produce cards and sell them. And you don't even have to play the game. You just got to watch to make sure that if something changes to your current setup, you get back to making cards the right way. So he did say you're gonna have to. It's not gonna be a set it and forget it, but if there's people who'd like to play at that kind of crafting economy stuff, I know that from playing my old MMOs back in the game. There were people that just dominated those markets, figured out what sold for lots of money, figured out ways to make money out of the game, and in this game it's going to be just part of the economy, completely normal. So that's it. This went a little longer because I started talking, but I hope you all have a great day. I hope you keep playing, and I hope you share your battle every week because it's a great way for us to get a little bit back from the team as they give us some nice votes most of the time. Bye.